Hi, everybody. It's Justin here, Voices for Voices. Thank you very much for joining us, whether you're watching, listening here in the United States or across the world. We can't have this show, we can't have this organization, Voices for Voices, without you. So thank you very much, whether this is your first episode or you've been with us from the beginning. If you've been with us from the beginning, welcome back. If this is your first episode, welcome to the Voices for Voices family. Uh, Come as you are. So everybody's welcome. We're grateful to be where we're at and have the ability to essentially talk and share. And it's it's something we don't take lightly. So when we share sometimes sensitive information, about our feelings and that, and maybe other topics, it can it can feel like a different show. But what we've learned to do is to just be transparent, and that's usually the what we've learned is the best way. So the information we share, the experiences we share, are and stories we share are in good faith and the best of our knowledge. And uh, we ask if you're able to, can you give us the big thumbs up, like, follow, subscribe, share, reshare, repost, even pull out your phone if you're on your phone watching or listening, make sure you go ahead and download the other 554 episodes, especially if you're new to the Voices for Voices podcast. And even if you're not, there's so many episodes, there's so many great shows. I think all of them are great. I'm a little biased because this is my baby, not my real baby, but as far as starting an organization and starting a podcast, looking back and now saying, "Wow, here we are, making a difference. We're reaching people in all corners of the world." Uh, it's uh, it's very humbling. And so, if you do have that phone out, download the rest of our episodes. And if you don't have your phone out, grab your phone because I know it's not far away. If you're like me, it's very close usually, a lot of the time. Go ahead and again, download the previous episodes and maybe even reach out and send the Voices for Voices podcast. Share that with maybe 25 or 50 contacts in your phone. And we would be grateful for that. The best thing is all of those are free. You don't have to pay a dime extra to do those. Thank you very much. So many people have done that that have skyrocketed uh, our downloads, our views, our listens, whatever you want to call it, analytic wise. But again, if we're able to just reach one person, that is huge to impact one person because that one person is tied, not physically tied, but they have family, they have friends, they have work friends, they have you name it, teammates. And so it affects a lot of people. And I think that's something that I know I forget from time to time that when somebody says, "Oh, Justin, you're helping one person." Well, it's not just that one person. So we just explained that why. Uh, yeah, so got back into the flow of things at the gym this morning. Took 2 days off, let my body like recover, rejuvenate. And went yesterday. We did chest, and then today we We did shoulders, so they're back to back, pretty wild to do those. Again, it's not about the amount of weight or the amount of stretches or any of that. It's just about trying to stay in motion. Uh, because I do a lot of sitting. I think we all do our fair share. And so I want to help put that in a different direction for me. So for my health, and then my health reflects also on my family, friends, you get it. And for so many years, I've heard, exercise is some of the best medicine, and it really, it really has been for me. Uh, the reason why I say it a little hesitantly is because I don't know if I'm going to fall off the horse per se of going to the gym because it has that newness feeling of going and working out. Like when the weather changes, if I'm still going to be in that mindset to get out of bed, brush my teeth, do all those things we talk about, uh, and then go and do a workout. So as we know, once we get to the gym or wherever we go, if we're going to the park, we're going for a walk, wherever that may be, uh, it, it'll be interesting because I'm really trying the best that I can. And again, a lot of people are watching and listening. And so we'll see where we're at in 6 months for the gym. I hope I'm still having that, being invigorated, and again, just getting there. If I get to the gym, I'm gonna do something. Maybe it's just doing some cardio. Maybe it's just walking around the indoor walking track. Maybe it's swimming a little bit. They're working on the pool, the indoor pool, uh, whatever that may be. So just getting there. And I think that's the way it is for maybe you, maybe somebody else, that whether it's the gym or another thing, another event, another experience, that once we kind of tell our body like, okay, Justin's body, we're gonna get out, we're going to the gym, and that's final. That's just what we're gonna do. Uh, or we're gonna go to ballet, or we're gonna go to dance, or whatever or those that we're going to the drama. Uh, I think there's a lot of drama in the world already, but so it's a little interesting to say, you know, drama, or maybe going to a debate. I know debating is and has gotten bigger and bigger over the years. Uh, Unfortunately, like I guess I was the lazy student when I was in high school. I didn't really did some sports, and then we've talked about those on other episodes, so I'm not gonna rehash that. Um, but I didn't take advantage because I was like, I don't want to be I gotta stay at school for a practice or for, you know, uh, these speech and debate meets or like tournaments, and sometimes they take like a whole Saturday or mo most of the day on the Saturday, and it's like I don't want to do that, but that's okay. We don't have to. We find our thing. We find our niches. Um, the things that fit our personality, ourselves, that we enjoy doing, not that we're being told you got to do this, you got to do this. Like we have to do it because we want to do it. And I think that's a big takeaway is doing things, whatever those things are, whatever they are, doing them because either we want to do them, we want to do them because a friend is doing them, or because somebody externally, like a family member, is saying, "Oh, you should do this, you should do that." And while those are good things, and it's nice to get that positive reinforcement, positive feedback, absolutely. It's great to get that. But I look at things and think, well, whatever it is or whatever they are, the things, the experiences, the sports, the whatever it may be, we're going to be the ones doing it. And at a certain level, at a certain time, it starts out like when you're starting school where there's a lot of activities where everybody's included. And I think that's great to give everybody the opportunity. But then as the grades go higher and as our child and your children maybe or friends, family, aunts, uncle, nephews, nieces, granddaughter, grandson, whatever that may be, at a certain point, the energy and the time commitment becomes something you have to manage. And it's hard because if you have a child that likes to do four or five things, and if those four or five things are anywhere near the same days of the week and the times, it can be a real heartbreaker to have to tell your child or the child that you're the guardian of, etc., that they have to choose. So then it gets to the point of, okay, what do I really like to do? And there might still be some of that, I call that frienditis. Uh, I just made that word up, so I don't think it's in the dictionary. Where if our friend's doing it, we want to do it. If our friend's doing it, we want to do it. There's going to come a point where we have to make the decision of what do we want to do because our friend may or may not make the team, make the squad, uh, or vice versa, where our children are, they might not make the team or uh, the squad, and a friend might. And so those are all things that I'm not looking forward to because I remember growing up and it being I remember one friend so vividly. Oh my gosh. And I've tried finding him and to reach out and to offer my apologies. Um, so I had a friend, growing up where, through church and that I met and I was going to parochial school for a couple of years. And so we stayed in touch. Then it got to the point where it was like seventh grade basketball tryouts. And there's me thinking, oh, well, I'm right. At certain times we'll go, oh, well, I'm better than somebody else at something. Well, somebody else is better than us at something too. So it goes both ways. And as I was making teams, he was making them, wasn't getting a lot of playing time. And we really, I just did a poor job of maintaining that friendship because when we were younger than that, sixth, seventh, eighth grade, we would get together. They had a pool, so I remember so many days going over to his house and going swimming and us just hanging out. And then I would sometimes have a ball game that evening. So then, I'm trying not to utilize a ton of energy for the game. Anyways, we were doing lots of things together, and and that kind of went by the wayside, and that was my fault. Uh, I mean, it wasn't anything dangerous, anything like that. It was just more of like that separation was happening where I was making the team and certain things, and I wasn't I wasn't showing him the same respect that I should have continued to show him. I turned into a person that was maybe different outside of school, outside of the ball teams that I was on. So it's like, oh, well, for if I'm with the ball team and if I'm able and I'm picked to play the game and my friend for so many years isn't picked or doesn't play that much, I just didn't, looking back, I just did a very poor job at that, and it's one of those things where I hope I get a chance to apologize and that at some point because obviously, right, hindsight's always 2020. You can always look back and go, oh, I should have did this, I should have did that. Well, I just yeah, it's just a very, very hard thing. So with our children, and I mean, I have one child, but just our children as a society, those things start to happen. Friends that we're doing activities with, sometimes their taste changes and they go, oh, I don't like doing this anymore, or I don't want to do this anymore, or I have this other friend that wants to do something different. And so then my child could be like, well, wait a minute, I thought we were, doing this, together. And anyway, so I know I'm talking a lot and the whole trying to relay a story of the Unforgiven, where I haven't been able to forgive, or I haven't been able to seek and get forgiveness for how I behaved. Um, because I could see myself still being friends to this day with this person and his family, and however, again, I don't know much of any trying to locate and send messages, but if he gets a message and his mind goes all the way back to where, back when we were growing up, because I'm just amazed on myself at certain things I'm able to like kind of turn back the clock at like certain situations and go, how did I remember that? And there being so many other things like where I'm not able to remember. Uh, so I think it's key as a parent and guardian, a friend. We want to give our children, talking about like in the world, like we want to give our children the best opportunity to succeed in things that they want and they like and they enjoy. And then when it gets to the point where might not make the team, might not make the squad, or maybe make the squad, maybe make the team, and that friend or those friends don't, that's when I feel like that separation that I just spent 10 minutes or so on, I feel like that's when that comes into play. When it's like, all right, now we only have 10 spots and there's 40 people, 40 children. So if there's only 10 spots and there's 40 children, that means 30 aren't going to make the team. And then on top of that, out of those 10, depending on what sport, I don't know. I mean, I think I'm referring to basketball. I'm not sure. Maybe it's 12, 10 or 12. Um, and so there can be times where we don't make that team. I mean, I talk about Michael Jordan that he was cut from I think his freshman high school team, and you see where that landed him. And so there's always, I don't want to say always, a lot of times there are ways to redeem ourselves a little bit when we get older. And that's where I'm talking about the forgiveness and trying to, share that and be authentic and be transparent. And if these individuals still haven't forgiven, I can't do anything about that. All I can do is try. All you can do is try. All anyone can do is try. You know, there's so many of us that don't know our purpose of why we're on Earth. Why me instead of so many others that have passed away? Uh, and then one last point on that friend that I was talking about. So my parents were friends with his mom and dad. And so when my dad passed away, and we were talking about like who do we contact? Who do we let know in the family, friends, and all? I had brought that up to reach out to that the friend's family, and we kind of lost track again of where they're at or what have you. So it's a very delicate situation. We try to do the best we can, and sometimes our best is not doing very good at all. Like we don't see things, we're not able to process situations as well as we should. And right, nobody's perfect. We get that. But just being able to share how maybe how rude I was, maybe no, I don't know. I don't really know the words that I'd use. All I know is went from being really good friends, playing sports in the summertime, swimming for hours and hours, and I mean that's one of the things that I remember doing a lot. We didn't have a pool. We didn't belong to a pool, I don't think. And so if I could swim with, hot summer days, we would hang out and play and just like kids. We were outside. We didn't have screens the way we do now. So it would be hours and hours that we would play. And those would be lots of days that we would do that. I'm just looking because Lucy's up to something. She's chewing on something. I don't know that she's supposed to, but I digress. So I guess to, wrap this up, yeah, we can only do the best that we can. And sometimes the best we can is not right, is not good as it could be. But that's where that redemption comes in. Like I'm trying to redeem myself with this past friend. Lucy, no, we don't chew on that. No, no, no. And she's chewing on a bracelet, so I have to say, no, we can't do that. So try what you want. If it's what your friends do, great. If it's not, it'll help build that character in you, and you'll be able to decide what you like to do, not what your friends like to do, not what a parent or anybody else in family or coach or you got to do it because you want to do it, not because somebody else wants you to do it. And if you're not having fun, make sure you tell your parents or your guardians. Just let them know. Because here's the deal. These activities, not only do they take a lot of time, they take a lot of money too. And so if if we're not liking what we're doing and we're just doing it because a friend's doing it, well, that's money that could be spent on something that you really like doing, you enjoy it, you look forward to it. But it all comes down to us just being the unique individuals that we are. We do the best we can, try to redeem ourselves, apologize when we can, whether somebody wants to hear it or not. It's not perfection. It's just called being human. So thank you for joining us on this episode If you can give us the big thumbs up, like, follow, subscribe, share, reshare, repost, reach into that phone, pull that out if it's not already out. Share the Voices for Voices podcast with 25, 50, 100 of your contacts. That helps us greatly. It's free to do. If somebody wants to donate, you're able to do that at lovevoices.org. 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 Here in the United States, all donations on lovevoices.org or on our merch shop, which is in our description, is 100% tax deductible federally here in the United States. Outside of the United States, just check with your tax preparer uh, and how that works for uh, donating to a charity here in the United States. We're so glad to have you with us. We're sending our love, our support to you and to all human beings across the world. So until next time, let's celebrate all the voices of the world and let's be a voice for not only ourselves, but maybe somebody else in need. So we'll see you on the next show. Goodbye for now.